showtime.
OnlySlabs.
Hey there, comic book friends and fiends. It's Rob here in front of the Great Wall of Comics. It's Saturday. I got the jersey on, and that means it has to be OnlySlabs. But I will double check just to make sure. We call a friend. Hello, Chris. Oh, you got the jersey on too.
Yeah,
it must be
we're good.
OnlySlabs. All right.
We're good.
Well, as long as we've established that, then I think we should have a show.
So I normally never wear hats on live streams or on my own channel, but because we have a very special guest, I decided to rock this that I picked up from New York City in honor of this man right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, Joe from Anacronic Comics. Welcome to the show, good sir.
Thank you. So Rob, it was really, I remember when you first started the show and it had a different name. I told you, Rob, I don't have enough slabs to be on your show. So then I thought to myself, I have enough slabs to be on the show. So I gave you a call and here I am.
No, that's right. You went with you came up by now. We have I think a fairly polished routine. We know what we're doing, and including we're pimping merchandise. Ladies and gentlemen, the Comics Curing Cancer 2023 mug, this mug and many other items are available at patstacksmerch.com, where all proceeds from all sales of all items go to Comics Curing Cancer. You get the entire Comics Curing Cancer lineup is available there for you. A couple different mug options, stickers, pint glasses, hoodies, t-shirts, whatever. So feel free to check that out early and often. Of course, everything that this channel does goes to Comics Curing Cancer. That includes all the membership fees, the merchandise sales, the super chats, everything throughout. So let's go ahead and say hello to those beautiful, beautiful channel members. The Comic Vet, Travis Vick, Six Face, Son of a Bruce, Stephen C, Actual Dracula, Jack B Comics, PSN Green Hulkster, Digger Jim 720, Blue Hellion Comics, Legion of Comics, Comic Ozzy, Flo Dameron, Beckerman, Dr. Von Hoots Comics from the Spiral Dimension, DJ Links, Comics by the Bay, Sector 2815, The Real James Willie, Dale of Suspense, Comic Viking, Gary B, the Casual Comic Guy, Tate Prime, Chaos and Comics, Marty Aleko, Justin Birch Letters, Trev, the Shipping Guru, Circumstances, Remy Q Studios, Comic Journey, Collecting with Durs, Matt268, Comics with Murdoch, Austin LeMay, Comic Man Andy, Mad Spidey, Cup of Comics, Burke Family 54 Comics, Switch Comics, Ben Parker Comics, Seth 11, Hulk Collector 82, TM Nerdy, Brian LCS, Izzyverse NYC Comics, A Comic Bookworm, Chuck Hensey, Lone Eagle, Comic Verse, G Mallow, Triple G Comics, Noggin Comics, Aggressively Relaxing, Collectible Inc., Deadman, Philtastic Comics and Art, Mr. Comics 89, Lisa Noble, Evils Comics, Anachronic Comics, and Mon Comics. Thank you guys all so much for that monthly contribution to Comics Curing Cancer. And of course, because you're channel members, you automatically got entered into the drawing for our 1,500 subscriber giveaway. I'll be giving away Amazing Spider-Man 298 and 299. Of course, that's assuming you're still a channel member on September 30th.
There's always something.
There's some ebb and flow. So, and if you didn't see your name on that list, but you thought you were a channel member, then you may have dropped off. Maybe you had a 1 month free membership or something, whatever. But if you want to have that entry, you'll need to rejoin. Of course, channel members can get a second entry just by following the directions that everybody else does, because membership has its privileges. Listen, and what the hell, we've said Comics Curing Cancer. We might as well mention Comics Curing Cancer, the big event, October 20th through 22nd. All kinds of stuff, guys. If you're not following Comics Curing Cancer on Instagram, you should, because the stuff that I'm starting to post, some of the stuff that's come in, is mind-boggling. The art, some really big books have started trickling in. You can get an idea of what's coming up. Of course, we will have an official preview show the Wednesday before over on Chris the Comic Vet's channel. And if you missed the big announcement, it's live right now on the djlinks.bigcartel. You can get your exclusive variant. There it is. I'll put the banner up. The exclusive variant for Unnatural Order, Comics Curing Cancer exclusive with art by Matt Wilson and books production donated by the Comic Mint. So all proceeds of the sale of this book go to Comics Curing Cancer. And yes, you can have it shipped internationally. So, oops, now I can't get. Where's my thing? There we go. All right. Whew. We went through a fair amount of stuff there, but we'll let that. Actually, you know what? I'm going to change the banner real quick because we should start off with our guest. Make sure you give our guest Joe a follow there at Anachronic _comics on Instagram or on YouTube at Anacronic Comics. Keep up with all his great content and stuff that he's churning out. Let's say romper room and let's get down to business. What do you say?
Romper bumper, stomper boo, tell me, do. Magic mirror, tell me today, did all my friends have fun at play?
Les Crucius is here. Woohoo! Hooray! There you go. And Wellbore, whoop whoop. Son of a Bruce. How you doing there, Chris? Over at Retro Rocket Comics. Sorry, I don't have the logo to hit. I do have a shirt with that sort of count.
It certainly does.
Chuck Hensey, how you doing? Shop for Comics, always slabbing time. Yes, absolutely happy to have you guys with us. Joe, my Emerald Archer.
That's who I am in the Shopaverse.
Ah, excellent. Got Sector 2815. Hello.
Oh.
Congratulations, by the way, on your achievement hitting those all those 9/8 copies of Crisis on Infinite Earths. Congratulations.
No small feat, Rob. No small feat.
Yeah, no. S. Vaughn 82, much love from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Of course, Chris and I will be joining Scotty on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Monday
7:30, everyone.
7:30 Eastern.
Yeah.
Okay. Just make sure I know.
Okay.
Comics by the Bay. Happy to have you. Marty, it is happy Slabber Day from Canada. Absolutely. Collecting with Durs. Happy to be here. Durs is throwing it up all over the place. Woo. Philtastic Comics and Art. Thank you for coming on out. Dale of Suspense.
Dale.
PSN Green Holster. What up, everyone? Indeed. Dead Man. Good morning, afternoon, and evening. Of course, joined by Fuzzy Dunlop from Scotland. Hello, how are you?
I love that handle.
Right.
You're a fan of The Wire. You got to love that handle.
Brian LCS.
Great show today, Brian.
Goodness. Chuck Hensey.
Chuck.
Yeah, we're definitely having a good crowd here, man. Dr. Von Hoot. Good evening. It's slapping time. Mad Spidey. Look at all the countries checking in there. Australia's in the house.
We're global, Rob. We're global today.
I know. Charmaine, hello. The Deacon is here. Marty Aleko kicking us off with our first super chat as usual. Thank you very much there, sir. Good morning, Mr. Gary B.
I hear that tune so much, I'm almost going to get my dreams at this point now. So
should be in your dreams. Your happy dreams. Trev the shipping crew. Let's see. Make sure. Couching and Slash with C Bizzle's here.
C Bizzle.
Oh, there you go. Mr. Comics 89. It's slabbing time, baby. Indeed, it is. Let's see. So, everyone's saying hello. Doctor, did you get Doctor? Oh, yeah, there's a new Doctor Who trailer. I got to get to that. Kenneth Bird is here. Hello, everybody.
Mr. Bird.
It blinked on me again.
Oh.
Milt Miller. How you doing?
Double
Tito
M.
the Alien.
Hey, it's been a minute since we had Tito.
He had to avoid government.
Yeah.
Joffrey?
Came to visit
doing,
his
Joffrey?
dead relatives in Mexico.
Okay. I'm sorry. Oh, Comic Cap Collectibles. How you doing? Thanks for coming on out. Mon Comics is here. Hey, folks, popping in and say, hey, I got daughter's first birthday. So watch the
Oh.
rerun. Oh, well, it means
Happy
you're teaching
birthday.
this is a bad precedent. You're teaching your daughter that she's more important than your own shit. And that's just going to go downhill for the rest of your life.
Yeah,
Rob,
The
that's
rest
it.
of your life.
Rob, come on,
kids
man.
Especially with a daughter. Especially with a daughter.
Oh my
on,
God.
Rob.
I tell you, they're the
Let it
worst.
go. Let it
Kids. Jean Malo, how are you doing?
go. Bonjour.
You're not late. We haven't started showing any comics yet, so you're good. Let's see here. Marty Aleko. I think I said hello, but if not, there you go. I'll say hello again. No big deal. I'm not like CJ where no more hellos. ABZ Comics. How you doing? Thanks for joining us. Appreciate you. Let's see here. The real James Willie, as opposed to that fake James Willie. That's right. Milt Miller, thank you for becoming a channel member. Appreciate you, sir. Rob with the backup shirt. Well, you know what? You don't want to wash these jerseys all the time. The best way not to have to wash them all the time is to have a shirt underneath them. Yeah. Let's see. In fact, that's the way clothes were for the longest time. Why am I lost on where am I at? Ah, ladies and gentlemen, here's a new name.
Oh, Jay.
Jason, how you doing? Hey, fellers, long time. Absolutely has been. It's good to see you back with us.
Mm-hmm.
Lisa Noble here, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, Lisa. Why is this thing blinking so much on me? Oh, I don't know. Timothy PJR, hello. Thanks for coming out to check out this.
Do you think that's Timothy P. Jr. or Timothy PJR? What do you think?
I don't know. Bleecker Street mind
Jam is radical.
He's got some popcorn. He's ready to watch the show.
Let's go.
Love everyone saying hello to everybody. It's such a great community. Chop and drop.
Hey, Chop.
Everyone order the C3 exclusive Unnatural Order #1. Down with cancer. Indeed. Hulk, smash that like button, gents. Thank you very much. Let everyone know. Dagger cards. Thank you. Yo. Let's see here. Who else we got coming in? Let's see. Everyone's saying hello to Dagger now. And collecting with Durst there saying hello. Ben Compton. How you doing? Straight out of Compton. At the bottom of the chat. I think I hit everybody. That's great. If I didn't hit anybody
already, man. I'm exhausted.
Yeah. If I didn't hit anybody, I apologize deeply. Whatever. I'm surprised. I don't see any of your usuals, Joe. None of them came out to support you. I don't see any Matt Woods or
they all had something to do.
I think
is here, and and Chuck is here. Two of them.
I think you should just give them grief how they failed to support you.
Yeah.
They obviously don't love you.
Trevor's here. He's the usual.
No, that's the kind of guilt respect you have to get, guilt trip you give them because they're your friends. You don't absolutely think that they don't love you.
All right, give me a minute. I'm going to start texting people. Wait.
Yeah. Soul Twice. God, keeps moving on me. Soul Twice is here. Hello, thank you for showing up. The Mad Respect, he's here. But we're going to get into some books here, Joe. Before you go ahead and show off your first book, though, in case somebody doesn't know, what can they expect to find over on the Anacronic Comics channel? And tell about yourself. I mean, you're obviously a distinguished gentleman who's been reading books for a handful of years now.
A few, yes. I started reading books in the late 50s, early 60s. I know I don't look that old, but I am.
Not a day
Part
past
of what
30,
I do, one of the recurring shows I have is the Comics My Mom Let Me Keep, where I show off those comic books that I was allowed to keep when my family moved back in 1969. Unfortunately, many I was not allowed to keep. Don't ask me which ones. I try to put that out of my head. I also have a monthly show, which is coming up on the 29th, I think last Friday of the month, which is called the Comic Book Crowd, where myself and 4 of my cohorts take on a topic, which is suggested by different people. And we kind of talk about it and kind of take it apart. I also have something called the Espresso Mail Call, which is also a live stream now where some pals come on. Anybody come on if they want, just let me know. And we talk about books that we just came up. And the good thing about that, you got a lot of guys that have different tastes in books, and you get to see a lot of different things. The bad part about it is I go out and buy some of these after I see them, you know. And coming up, coming up on October 6th is a brand new show that we're starting in honor of C3 in many ways. And it's called the Anacronic College of Comic Book Knowledge. And you're able to come on that show. There'll be more information about it by applying for admission. And the first applicant that I got, believe it or not, is Rob. So Rob will be our first applicant to enter into the Anacronic College of Comic Book Knowledge on August 6th at 9 p.m.
That 3 times fast.
So, now, what does that entail, Joe?
Well, basically, it's a way to get money to your favorite 501c charity, which I'm sure for Rob will be Comics Curing Cancer.
It is.
But basically, you apply. There's an application form, which you'll see the link for. You apply to be admitted to the college. You give me a topic. All right. So you pick the comic book topic. I then will come up with 5 questions, the simplest questions I could find, because the purpose is not to stump you, but to give money to your favorite charity. And then you get the 5 questions. The first question is an admission question to admit you to the college. So if you get by that one, you go then to an associate's degree. You go then to a bachelor's degree, a master's degree. And then finally, if you get all 5 right, you become a doctor of comicsology. And not only does your 501c3 charity get $25, it's $5 for right answer, but I double the amount and I'll send them $50. Right.
Oh,
and you're able to have a friend
Joe.
in the wings for one question where you may ask them to help you with that one question. Gary B is going to be my co-host for this first show. So we're looking forward to it. We're looking forward to having Rob on it on August the 6th. And we'll be talking about C3 on that show as well.
Awesome. All right, enough jibber jabber. Some people want to see some slabs, and I just used some more old timey vernacular when I said jibber jabber. So,
okay, so we'll start out. So the first slab I have is actually kind of it's not from CGC, CBCS, EGS. It's from Joe Travato. It's a slab that I made myself. I won't mention the company name, I guess, but Two Gun Kid. All right, Two Gun Kid number 79. Now, why is this? I'm going to get this out of here.
Try tilting it back slightly. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there we go. Back. Oh, okay.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
So
Perfect.
why is this important to me? Well, on my channel, there's a video about this. I was one of the original members of the Merry Marvel Marching Society.
Nice.
And when I became a member, and you get to see all the great paraphernalia that I got that I still have to this day. Some of my friends say, "You still got that crap?" I said, I still got that crap. And one of the things that Stan Lee had indicated was that your name, that I say October 6th, right?
Yeah.
That his name, your name would be in a book. And I searched high and wide all the comic books I had. I looked online. I couldn't find it anywhere. Well, one of my friends, Mark Andrews, saw the show and sent me this as an A-OK. And so then so my name is in there. And then I was saying to myself, well, if I send it in to be slabbed, I don't care what the grade is, I won't be able to see it again. Mm. So I went out and got one of these self-slabbing things and put it together myself so that if I get the inkling, I could take it apart and look at my beautiful name in the book. So that's awesome. The first one.
Yeah. So I'm going to assume that your grade of an F on there is supposed to be for fine.
Well, yes, unless you want to give it another name.
Fire. Well, that's what I was saying, because I would see you normally see like an FN, but so with an F at first, I'll go. That almost makes it look like it's a failure.
I told somebody, I said, I just put this together really quick, this slab, because I was trying to figure out what's the sizes. So I said, I'm going to have to change this. I didn't get a chance to do it before your show. All right.
It's a great book.
All right. The second one is a slab that I got. I actually had this book as a raw copy, and I have multiple copies of this because I just love the series. And I tried to pick out the best one that I could, and it's Crisis on Infinite Earths #1. And I tried to pick out the best that I wanted because Marv Wolfman was doing a signing, and I wanted to get his signature on it.
Nice.
Right?
Oh,
So
terrific.
it's 9.6, which is pretty good, for what I mean. Again, it's a wraparound, obviously.
Yep.
So we gotta get this right. Yeah, okay. So one of the things is I have a lot of books that are raw, and I'm going through some of them to see which ones I need to get slabbed. And if it does come down to a signature that I want to get, whether it's at a con or as a signature series, I generally try to pick out the best one that I have. I'm not a 9.8 enamored guy. I mean, if I send in a modern comic, I'd like it to be a 9.8. But anything other than that, just try to get the best that I can on it. So this one, I've got Marv. I've got Marv on numbers. What is it? 1. Well, the one that has, I forget the number of the one that has Supergirl dead. Was it 3 or 4? And number 7, the one with Flash fading away. So I got a signature on all 3 of those. Those are the 3 that I sent in for that. So this is the second one.
Very cool.
Nice.
I know
Of
you've
course,
seen that
that's
one
why-
before.
Of course,
That's
that
my
book
introduction
is
to
where
George Perez.
What's that?
Go ahead, Rob.
I was saying, of course, that book is we get Blue Beetle into the DC universe.
That's right. And Ted Kord is one of my faves. So I don't have a slab of a Blue Beetle comic yet.
Well, interesting enough, we're going to have a golden age, the original Blue Beetle slab available during Comics Curing Cancer during the
I
auction.
know. I saw that, and I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be great. So the third one is important to me, as, again, people that watch my channel know, is one of the things that I've been collecting over the last number of years are birthday books. And it's amazing, when I first brought that up, there were people didn't know what that meant. And essentially what it means is getting books that have a cover date of the month and year of your birth. Now, being that I was born in 1951, some of these books are expensive. So some of them are not. Some of them are pretty cheap, So this one was relatively expensive. And so I went for one that was graded already and restored. So the restored grade saved me a little bit of money. And it's Wonder Woman number 45 from January of 19.
Oh my.
Yeah. So it's, I don't know what the story's like, but it's a cool cover. The cover is by Erwin Hansen and Bernard Sachs. It's a Robert Kanigher story. Inside is H.G. Peters' art. And Wonder Woman's origin is retold here. This is the original origin, where she was made out of clay, So that's in here. And of course, one of the things you'd like to look at is the back.
Yeah.
Be a cowboy.
Daisy air rifle.
Now, one thing I'll say about this, every time I see these type of things, it brings me back to when I was a kid. And I grew up in Manhattan in the West Village. And I had a gang of about 10 to 12 guys that were part of my gang, the Perry Street, West 4th Street gang, right? And what we used to do, believe it or not, is play either cops and robbers or cowboys and Indians.
Mm-hmm.
One group of 5 or 6 were the cowboys or the cops, and the others were the Indians or the villains,
Yep.
And we'd walk around with rifles like this in the street, trying to get the other guy, quote unquote, shoot him, which then you had to get him to the jail or wherever within a certain period of time, or else he could reanimate and shoot you. And I just keep thinking about saying, can you imagine 12 kids walking around Manhattan with rifles like this today?
Yeah, were you guys actually shooting BB guns, or were you using cap guns? Because I know we were using cap. I was gonna say we were using cap guns.
At each other.
Well, I've.
You guys are tough out west.
we were using cap guns myself too, riding our bikes and cap guns and all the other stuff for playing the same thing, right? So,
Right. So, but today, no way.
Awesome.
Joe, before you put that down, I want to recommend what Joe has done here to all the collectors out there. Now, this is something I did, I think 2 or 3 years ago. I went out and I got myself my birthday book for my favorite character, and I got the Amazing Spider-Man for the month and the year of my birth as well. And I know Taylor Winder's done it. I've tried to talk Rob into. I don't know if Rob's jumped on the horse yet, but I highly recommend this to everyone that's out there. Pick your favorite character, the one that you enjoyed the most, and go and get your birthday book. I happened to put mine in front of Stan Lee the last time he was in Toronto, so I got a yellow label version for myself. I wish I had the opportunity to meet John Romita Sr. I did not, but I am happy that I got the stand on there. But what Joe's done here, I highly recommend to everyone. This is something that you can be proud of and can become a cornerstone of your collection.
Right.
It doesn't happen to be a big book.
Yeah. I got about 20 books from January 1951. And one of the things that's kind of interesting is you get to see the history there.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of cowboy books. There's a District Attorney, Dick Tracy. I mean, there's so many different books that you don't think about, don't exist today, but you get to see a history that's there. So I have a big list of them. And, I try to pick up 1 or 2 now if I can every year. And if I go somewhere to a con, when I go to New York Comic Con, I'll have that list with me and I'll start looking for them and see whether or not I could find. Yeah, Roy Rogers is another one, or Rogers. So it's cool. It's a cool thing to do. All right, next one is I like Lobo. A lot of people don't like Lobo. So one book I picked up this year and I was looking for, and I picked up again raw, was Omega Men #3, the first appearance of Lobo. And it was really a clean book. And when I sent it in, I pressed it, and it came back in 9.8, which I was really happy about, which is kind of unusual with books that I buy. But this one just worked out so well. It's really a clean copy. Looks really nice as well. So this is just a character that I like. From a spec standpoint, I'm not a spec guy, but from a spec standpoint, I think, Lobo is going to be in the DCU. So, the value, I think, do I have the value of this right now? Yeah, this is probably worth about $325 right now.
Yeah,
okay? Roughly, right? At least the fair market value, not the last sale. So I don't think I'm going to sell it, but, there's other books I'd like to get. And so if this thing shoots up because of some movie or appearance or whatever, it's a possibility.
I gotta admit, Joe, you are not the only Lobo fan. As a co-host of this show, this book has been on this show numerous times. Lobo does have some fanboys out there. Hello, but yeah, that's a big boy book.
Well, a lot of the guys there's been a lot of iterations of him, especially on the animated shows, and some of them are better than others, frankly. But you could just see the potential, especially from a James Gunn standpoint, of having Lobo as a character. I just think it'll be hilarious, exciting, and deadly all at the same time.
Yeah. And this is a book that is super affordable. So in the 9.8, it's $300, but you go down a grade to a 9.6, and this is where I picked up a 9.6 this year, and DVH picked up a year. We're paying $150 for a 9.6, and heck, if I'm looking at this, if you're going to take a 9.0 is cost you less than $100.
Yeah, and this cost me raw $45.
Yeah, exactly. So phenomenal.
TJ.
Another one where I just love the character, and I'm so happy he's been announced to be part of the DCU coming up, is Booster Gold. I have his entire first run, most of the second run. And the first run, I have a number of number ones. And I got one slabbed, and it came back a 9.6. And then I found out that Dan Jurgens was doing a signature thing down at CGC. And so my pal Matt Woods often will send in his books that are 9.6s, get signed, whatever. And so I looked at this book. It looked really good from my standpoint. I had the CCS and do a press and clean, though there was really not much to clean. And I was hoping it would come back with the signature as a 9.8. And guess what?
Came back 9.4.
No, came back 9.6. No, at least it stayed the same way. That was always a fear, of course.
I've had it happen once where
did?
I sent, where a book I sent in for a signature came back in 9.4, and then I sent it back in for another signature, and it went back to the 9.6 that it was. But
so it's good. So Jurgen signed it in gold, which I think is appropriate, right below the trade. So pretty cool. So I'm glad I got his signature on it. I have another one. I don't think it's as good as this one, so I don't know that I'll be submitting another one back in. So I'm just happy it came back at least as a 9.6, the same grade I had beforehand.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's awesome.
I think Booster Gold would be a great character for the DCU too, especially if to go get a good-looking young kid to play Booster Gold and just that ego walking around. That I think that would be a great addition to any movie where he could be introduced as a secondary character.
Again, another character that could bring a lot. I don't know if, he's supposed to have a TV show potentially, so I think that's good for him. I don't know about a movie, but he could bring a lot depending on who writes it and if they really understand the character. I mean, I just love the character, and there's a lot about the character that people don't know in the DCU, which I won't get into now, which really takes him out of kind of this kind of hilarious, crazy, make money type of guy, and shows that he has a lot more of an internal sense about what's going on. And he's basically saved the DC universe, I think at least twice that I know of. People don't know that. Yeah. And not even the people in the DC universe know that.
What I was thinking, if they could introduce him how they did with Peacemaker. So bring him into a movie and then give him his own show and then let him flourish that way, because the Peacemaker TV show, everyone just raved over. Yeah. All right. What do we got, Joe?
Okay. So the next one now, I was in Florida. I go down to Florida in the wintertime now, being an old guy. So I do the snowbird thing. And there, where I live, there's no LCSs around. So every month or so, when my wife is out with her pals, I'll shoot up like to Fort Myers because there's a couple of shops there. So I went in there about 2 years ago, and I saw Static #1, by Dennis Cowan, McDuffie writing the story, Dwayne McDuffie. And so it was always something in the back of my mind, right? And I saw it there, and it was a raw copy, and I looked at it, I said, can I take a look? I looked pretty nice. And I said, well, how much do you want for this? He says, 55. And I got him down to like 47. So I got $47. So then I saw that Dennis Cowan was doing a signature series down at GC again. So I said, all right, you know what? I'll send it in. So it was $41. I paid for the signature. So I'm a little bit ahead on the money, but it came back again a 9.8.
Oh,
on that.
Nice.
It's the variant on that too. So again, this is another one I just bought from the shop. The guy thought he says, oh, it's in good shape and all that. And I said, yeah, it's in good shape. But, and I got a few dollars off of him. But you could find stuff like this. A press, take a look and see if it's clean. I mean, the back is white and it's, really clean. There's really was nothing to clean on this thing. So a 9.8 signed by Dennis Cowan. I'm probably, with the money that I had to pay for his signature, I figured if it was $75 or $80 or 40, I was probably like about 160 into this. And it's probably like worth around a couple of hundred at the most, I'd say, at this point in time. I don't know if it's as a signed book or not. That's generally what it's cost. But the point is, it's just something that I wanted. I wanted the book. And then I just want to get the signature on it. And, you do things for your collection that you want to get. At least I do it, notwithstanding what, that the price is going to be.
Right.
I'm not fully into that for spec purposes. It's more for collection purposes.
And such a fun character and such an important book as well.
Yeah. And I wouldn't be surprised if he, because he already had the animated series, a little bit of a different character in the animated series, but I wouldn't be surprised if he makes it into the DCU at some point in time as well.
Yeah, actually, that book, wow. So there's no 9.8. So I'm looking at cover price. There's no 9.8 listed for transaction history. Only a 9.6 for that variant. And that 9.6 sold earlier this year for $600.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't look at most recent sales. I know that it was trending upward, but I did take a look at the trends. But I'm not sure. At 600, that's higher than I thought. I thought there was a possibility of getting maybe even 450 for it, but 6 is a
Yeah,
nice
no.
figure.
If a 9.6 is there, then you figure a 9.8 is at least $1,000
Well, good.
potentially
Potentially.
There's lots of love for
to
static.
the right buyer.
And so that's always the case, right?
Exactly.
All right. So the next one, again, I consider myself an accidental speculator. All right. So that means that I just buy a book because I like, and of course, as you know, up until the end of the last volume, I have been buying because I have a lot of the old Spider-Man comic books from my youth, from the 60s. And so when I got back into it in 2005 or 6, roughly, I started buying Spidey again, and I was enjoying it up until the last few years. And so I was looking, and I saw that Humberto Ramos was going to be at New York Comic Con 2 years ago. And I said, I should just bring a book down there to try to go through the process with CGC and The Witness and all this. And so I went down there, and I decided to bring Amazing Spider-Man #4, the original Sin issue.
Oh,
and I got it signed by Humberto.
Love for Cindy Moon on this channel.
A book that's a book who's I would say on this channel or on this show we really appreciate, as it has been incorporated into stuff from this storyline have been incorporated into our regular logo. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. So it was really cool. I got this, and there was nobody in front of him. I got this done on a Thursday. I went there with The Witness. I got to talk to him a little bit. He signed it for me, and then I left it with them and held my breath until I got it back. But this is another one. I just had it in a long box, and I just took it, went down there, and I don't even remember if I had them press this one, to be honest with you, because I think it might have been before I started with this whole thing. If you're going to sign this thing, you're going to get it pressed, but I might have. I don't remember. But in any event, another book that I just pulled out ends up being a 9.8, which I'm really happy about. And nothing significant on the back, so it's not worthwhile to do. But yeah, but it's the first Cindy Moon becomes Silk and Black Cat cameo. So there you go. All right.
Becoming a bigger book.
Okay, so the next one is a book that I actually bought, and I have a whole video on this. I actually bought it because people kept talking about it.
Okay.
About what a great book this is. You should, this book, this is great. The story's great. But I'm saying, what's so great about this book? So I did a lot of research on it. And I put together a whole video on it. And the author, I'm not sure, I think he pronounced it Kevin Graveau or Gravox, I'm not sure, actually wrote to me after I did that. And because I said, here's why I think this is an important book. And he wrote to me, he says, I have my own ideas about it. But he wouldn't tell me what his own ideas are. So I went out and I found the book, Adam Legend of Blue Marvel, 9.6. Now, this book, when there was rumors that it was going to be in which show was it? One of the Marvel shows. I forget which one it was. The one with Falcon.
Right.
This book shot up so amazingly. I think it went up like to $800-900. I don't think it's anywhere near. I think it's about maybe half the amount now. But 9.6. Maybe if Graveau's doing a signature, I might try to send it in and see if I get a 9.8 out of it. But so I bought it. I read up on it. I haven't read the stories. I haven't read the comic books, but I know the story inside out because of all the research I did. It had about a 17,000 print run too. Not a big print run at that time, as I remember from the research I did. But I mean, I really did a lot of good work on this. So if you want to see something about this and why this is so important, go to the Anacronic Comics channel and just do Anacronic Comics, Adam Legend of Blue Marvel, and watch that video. I think there's so much information on that. I was using my lawyer research skills. It took me a long time to go through all of that and then put all that stuff together. So It's a good book. The story is really great. It's
one
really
of the biggest books of the COVID bubble. Go ahead, Rob.
I would say so. Yeah, 9.6 right now. Sold 2 days ago for $420.
That's about right. Yeah.
That's still solid. Joe, before you put that down, would you mind reading us the right side of the blue label for that book?
Sure. Kevin Gravo's story, Matt Room, Sean Parsons, and Alvaro Lopez cover art. And of course, it's the first appearance of the Blue Marvel, Adam Brashear, and Anti-Man, his arch enemy, who was actually his friend and was trying to do something that he thought was positive, but wasn't so positive in many people's view, even Adam, Legend of Black Marvel. And again, the story, guys, is, he was basically an African-American superhero, but he had to have his mask on because in the 60s, people wouldn't accept that, right? And having lived through the 60s, I could kind of understand that situation. It was kind of a hectic time at that point in time from a racial situation. And when his mask accidentally came off, he was forced by President Kennedy to resign. He was working for the government. So that's the basis of the story, but there's a lot more to it than that. It's really good. It's really a period piece that's worth investing some time in.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I've always wondered I seen the book and I heard all the hubbaloo's. People were specking on it for a while and it was going up, and I was like, never understood I didn't know what it was about or anything. And so I was like, what is this? Never heard of this character.
Well, the funny thing is, in that video, I say, and here's why I think, and I give all these reasons, at the end, if I do this whole analysis as to why is this so important, both from a financial analysis, content analysis and that type of thing. And then he writes a note to me and he says, oh, thanks. It's really good. He goes, I have my own reasons to think why people really, why this book is important. But he wouldn't tell me what it was.
All right.
That's it. All right. Next character that I really like, and I went out and bought, I have like a bunch of her books in my collection, is She-Hulk. Until the last Marvel TV show, which I didn't like too much,
We're talking comics.
Yeah, but I watched it. And it was She-Hulk #1. Again, another book that I had just bought raw and decided to send it in and get it graded. And so it came back in 9.6.
Oh, God, Peter, hit me. Yeah. Ow!
Okay. Don't hit She-Hulk. That may not be good for you.
It may make her angry.
Yeah, it may make her angry. So I've got, I think, maybe 2 other copies of this at this point in time. And I got some of her other volumes as well. I just enjoyed the character pretty much, the different iterations as well, of her. The newer iterations are kind of interesting as well. Some good art. So I just got this one. I decided to send it in. I'm trying to pick some books here and there to send in and get graded. And this one I sent in, I forget when, maybe 2 years ago as well.
Very nice.
All right. The next book.
Excuse me. My goodness.
Sure.
I say I love that book too, by the way. I actually, before I got sent my copy in, I remember busting out to read it.
Yeah. So the next book I got, I bought it at an antique store in Cape Cod, right? And then I saw another signature series coming up where John Beatty, Jim Shooter, and Michael Zeck were all going to be there. So I sent this one in to them.
So you know what we have here?
And we got it. It's a
we have the most popular Secret Wars 8 around, the signed version.
Right.
Triple sign.
So when I took a look at it, I saw it. I went online and I saw all these but they were there. So it was easy to get this signed by all 3 of them.
And what's great is that they like each have like agreed of where their signing location is.
It never
because
changes.
Predominantly they're all signed in the same spot by each one of them. So it's like they know this is my space, this is your space.
Well, that's interesting that you say that, because when I sent in the window bag, I put down where I wanted them to sign it, and this is where I told them to sign it.
Yeah. So Zach
So if
always
they
goes
followed
between
that, I
his
was just
legs. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
it must have been something in my head on that, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. Yeah. We make the joke, Joe, that book there is also another incredibly popular book that gets shown on this show.
Yes, I've
And we
seen
make the joke that we see way more signed than unsigned copies of that book just
But I
because
think
of the
it's, I
triple
think it's
signing and it
evening
being
out.
so
But yeah.
affordable. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was affordable key, but during the pandemic, those three were basically touring all over the place, and they were doing
True.
multiple triple signings all over the place. I mean, I ended up with 2 different copies that were triple signed before I moved one of them. And even when I upgraded my copy just this last week, when I said the triple signed copy that I have that's the lower grade, I'm not giving that one up to C3. I'm still keeping that one because it's triple signed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and incidentally, I'm not a Spawn fan, so you're not going to see any Spawn books.
Sorry, Adam. I keep looking for a Spawn book too.
All right. So now the other one, this is another book where I bought multiple copies raw, and I was so happy that I sent in both of them. I'm only going to show one now to get signed by George Perez. This one was a 9.6.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Okay. And the other one was a 9.4. All right. So, of course, another wraparound on this, right?
Yes.
Beautiful copy. So, you know, I mean, what can you say? I mean,
I just read that the other day now because the facsimile came out
Right.
Yeah.
Foil
a
out.
couple weeks ago.
mhm.
I didn't get the foil one, but that is a long story. There are a lot of words
There's a lot
crammed
in
into
there,
that
yeah.
book. Holy cow!
Yeah, it was a good volume for Wonder Woman.
Yeah. So, like I said, again, these are books that I just bought. I forget where I bought this, but I bought it probably at some LCS or maybe even online or something, or Midtown Comics. And I bought 2 of them. I don't know how much I spent for them. I don't remember because I had them for a while. And
Let's say $5.
I sent both in. Okay. And the last one for the first half that I have is like every year, I try to get one book that I absolutely want. I mentioned that beforehand. So this last year, I got this book. I bought it online. It was signed by Bruce Timm in 2015. Again, I have to look and see what the how much things cost and how much I can get them for. And I got this for a pretty good price. And it's Batman Adventures number 12.
Oh,
I know. Okay. I always wanted to get this.
Yes.
I have the different like homage covers that have come out and things like that. But I was looking for one that I could afford with this. And I got this for less than half, I think, of what it's worth as a signed copy, you know? And so I was really happy with the price. And so I pulled the trigger on it, and now it's in my collection.
and who signed that one?
Bruce Timm.
Oh, okay, it is Bruce Timm. Okay, good. Oh, yeah, now I see it. It says bitch right on it. Yep.
Yeah.
It's always joked that his signature looks like it says bitch.
It says bitch, right? Yeah, it's B period T something, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, TIMM, but it sort of looks like, if you look at it quickly, it sort of looks like I wrote bitch.
Which was actually appropriate for this cover. So.
Yeah. No,
Wow. Joe, would you mind reading us the right side of that label, please? That is a huge key in the last 30 years.
Yes, the first appearance of Harley Quinn, obviously. Kelly Puckett story, Mike Perabek, and Rick Burchett cover art.
9.0 on that book, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Take a guess what a 9.0 would. Not, it doesn't forget. Obviously, the signed is a little bit different, and Bruce Timm doesn't do a ton of signings. But just assuming it was Blue Label for a moment.
A 9.0. I haven't gone down the Harley wormhole. I got to be honest. So I'm gonna guess 280 for my well south.
On September 20th of this year, a copy sold for $600. So you're off just a couple $100. Yeah, $600 for a 9.0. Which great. This is a great segue as we go into do our pause for our giveaway stuff. Is that we actually received a copy donated, a raw copy that's I conservative. Let's be super conservative and say it's a VF plus / near mint minus as it sits right now as a raw copy, donated into Comics Curing Cancer that will be available on the Sunday auction. So, if for those of you guys are saying that's on your list, well, guess what? Start pinching pennies now, because at the end of October we're going to have a beautiful looking copy coming up. So, all right, cool. Joe, awesome first half. Let's go ahead and throw this up for everybody. Go ahead and hit that hashtag Anachronic. And while you're doing that, don't forget to follow our guest at Anacronic_comics. Or also give him a follow on YouTube at Anacronic Comics. Let's go so you can keep up with him. Hashtag Anachronic. That's going to be our first giveaway. While we're letting that stuff go, people enter that in there. Chris, what's coming up for you on the Comic Vet channel?
Oh, well, I just decided.
There you go.
Yeah, thanks everyone. No, I decided to create a series with an old school flavor to my channel where I just hop outside Retro Rocket Comics and hop back in my car and show everyone what I just picked up. So my new Comic Book Day haul video just dropped Thursday. Myself and Mark from Legion of Comics will be doing two cool guys, two hot picks tomorrow. Like Rob mentioned earlier, Rob and I will be on Scotty Vaughn's channel to take a look at the history of this show and to talk about C3. And Wednesday will be the new Comic Book Day Hangouts. Show us what you got, and keep your eyes peeled for later on in the month of October for preview night of C3, where we're gonna be taking a deep dive into some of those prizes, and auction items are going to be available during the C3 weekend. Rob?
Cool. Joe, how about yourself? Anything? What's exciting coming up on Anachronic Comics this week?
Well, this coming Wednesday, I'm doing a tribute video to an artist that I learned about on Gary B's channel when I was there, when he was doing one of his Savage Saturday shows. Earl Norham, a fantastic cover painter that I didn't know about, and I don't think a lot of people know about. So I decided, I went out and bought a couple of his books, magazines, basically, with two covers that I absolutely love. But I'm going to give a little bit of history and show some of his other stuff there as well. And then on Friday, we're going to have the comic book crowd, and we're going to actually talk about the Amalgam universe and some of our favorite Amalgam characters, the DC Marvel mashups. But we're also going to come up with our own mashups of some characters.
Well, that's great. I think Legion of Comics will definitely be in the chat for that. I mean, he's a huge fan of the Amalgam characters.
Yeah. And some of us have some artistic ability. So I think some of us are going to try to draw the new Amalgam characters
nice
as well. So it's going to be kind of fun to do that.
Awesome. I see 50 out of 59, so a couple of you guys can still get that Anachronic in there while you're getting that last minute before I pull it. Remind everybody, hey, if you're looking for somebody to do some comic pressing for you, you might check out the Rogue Trader at theroguetraderutah.com. You can use the code FATSTACKS at checkout and get 20% off your pressing, including the already discounted bundles. And when you do so, $10 will be donated to Comics Curing Cancer. And while you're at it, you know what? He's actually donated quite a few packs of free pressings that'll be available on our big donor wheel for Comics Curing Cancer. He's a big supporter of the cause, as he should be. I mean, his wife actually works for the ACS. So she's actually my contact for everything that we do with Comics Curing Cancer. But all right, let's go ahead and spin it. Ladies and gentlemen, say it with us. Wheel of fish. And our winner is tick, 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 tock. ABZ Comics. Congratulations. All right.
Watch your back, Rob.
Yeah, indeed. I keep refilling the box, and that happens. All right. Two people working the controls. We can do this.
It's off.
I try to help the guy out.
I know, and I appreciate that. All right, so Joe, you're going to be pulling
from front and back. I know, got it. Or action,
got it. Beautiful.
All right, two from the front and two from the back.
Okay, second one. And the second one there. All right.
Okay. Whoa, that was a big punch there. Let's do some action. Front to back or back to front, whatever. Stop. Take both of them. All right. Fourth. No, let's do fourth from the front. And fourth from the back.
You kind of look like that was an interesting book there. I'm gonna have to remember number 3.
All right. Let's pull these out here. We have first up. We have a. This is a free. You get a free extra pull. Sorry, this one. Sorry. Randomly pull from the middle here. I'm reaching. I'm not looking.
Third from the back, Rob. Third from the back.
No, I already got it. I've got it.
I tried, AB.
All right. Oh, all right. So this is Supergirl. It's a special that was done.
Very nice.
For Welcome to the School of the Deaf.
Cute. Very nice.
The extra book to go along with that, Wonder Woman Black and Gold.
Beautiful.
Oh,
beautiful.
nice.
Nice.
So many nice covers out of that series.
Yep.
We had DC. We've got a DC, which is good because Joe's a DC guy. Here's a Future State Superman Worlds of War.
Yeah.
War World.
War World.
So he's only wearing those tighties.
Yeah.
Thank God he had him.
Yeah. Ooh.
Those are
Mighty
great
Thor 407.
Nice.
Into the Bioverse. Oh, this is a beautiful cover. Batman Killing Time issue 2.
Look at that.
That is awesome.
Woo!
Superman Blue and Red issue 1.
Nice cover. Up and away.
And last book here, we've got Daredevil Punisher number 2.
Nice.
All I see is Punisher, but yes.
So there you go. Congratulations, sir. ABZ Comics. Make sure you reach out to me on Instagram. Give me your address so I can get those shipped out to you. And yeah, congratulations. All right, Joe.
Okay, so
we will now return you to your regularly scheduled program.
All right. So these are books that I all bought at cover price. And the first one I'm starting with is a modern book. Patrick Gleason was doing a signing at CGC, and I figured he was going to get a ton of Spider-Man number 50s.
55.
And I said, I got to help this guy out. And so there's one book that I really love. It's a patriotic book. I've shown it in other shows where patriotic covers have to be shown, and it's this one here. It's actually comics number 1000.
Wow.
I love this cover. It's a Patrick Gleason cover, obviously. And it was a Newberry Comics exclusive. And that's kind of where I go in Cape Cod. It's the only comic book shop that I could find. And so I wanted to give this guy an opportunity to do something saying, who would send this book in where, you don't even sign and all that, it's only worth like $20 or $30. But I love the book.
Right.
And when I get my new comic book room done in my rebuilt house in Cape Cod, I'm definitely going to showcase this book because I just love this book. And so I wanted to get it slabbed like that.
Joe, what number is that? Is that action? What is that? It's an action with that. Okay.
Yeah, it's one of the variants. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen it before. That's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's a Newberry exclusive. I just went through. They have a box there that sometimes have their older comics in there. And I went through and I said, oh, look at this. And I love it.
Yeah.
The next one was I was trying to figure out how CGC worked, right? And I had this fear of mailing stuff in and suppose they don't give it back to me and all the rest of the type of stuff. So I went and I tried to find a book where I kind of liked it, but if something bad happened, I wouldn't feel too bad about it. And basically, it was this one, Amazing Spider-Man number 47, Stanley Story, John Romita cover. All right, Craven the Hunter makes the appearance. So coming back as a 6.0, being a book that was in a hot and cold attic for I don't know how many years, and then in some boxes in the basement, not climate controlled or whatever else. A 6 is a good grade, baby.
Well,
Yeah.
the colors are great on that.
Not bad, a little faded, that's all, but not bad, not bad. The yellow pops out, in the name over here as well. And I love Craven. Hopefully the movie they come out with will be a good one. He's just an interesting character, his whole history.
Absolutely.
He is. And the one thing that I know, Rob, you're about to do your thing. The one thing about Craven, Stan Lee loved the character. That's why Craven has multiple stories between 1 and 100. It wasn't like someone like the Lizard or Scorpion that showed up and then there was a big old gap between he showed up again. Craven was constantly throughout 1 and 100 just because he was such a cool character, just a normal guy with a hell of a lot of talent.
Yeah, it's like Dr. Doom in Fantastic Four.
Yep.
He showed up almost like in the beginning, almost like every other issue he was there.
Yeah. All right, Rob.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, of course, Marty. Sorry to interrupt, but let's smash cancer. Absolutely.
Bet she gives great helmet.
Kiss me. No. On the bridge, sir. Knock on my door. Knock next time.
And of course, Legion of Comics says that he's with you, and I think he means Marty, but maybe he wants to marry him. I don't know. Hashtag dick kick cancer. So yeah, Mark, thank you very much for that one.
That's the first time I ever asked for anything I really wanted.
Oh, and we got a landslide now. Dale Suspense says, "Yeah, I'm in on
baby.
that.
Coattails.
I'm gonna get it." So there we go, brother.
That's smoke.
All right, fantastic. Thanks for swinging by. We'll talk. Make sure you know that you do come back though, because Joe has said that he was going to save the best for last. So
I did. Okay.
Yeah. He doesn't know that when he comes back later. No, you don't. It doesn't matter. He doesn't know that when he comes back. Now he feels obligated to come back, as opposed to just say that he's going to come back.
Gotcha,
Richard.
Okay, so. Next one, Roy Thomas is one of my favorites. As you know, I have a whole video where I met him in Providence, Rhode Island. I was there with Matt Woods. We met him, got a few things signed. So I was looking for a book for him to sign during the regular signing period. And all the Roy Thomas books I had, like the First Vision, things like that, they were pretty crappy. So I was looking for a book, not because of value, I just wanted a book that looked nice. So when I gave it to him and he signed, it would look nice. So the one I came up with was X-Men number 35. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Spider. So it has Spider-Man, one of my faves, in there as well, which is another reason why I thought it would be kind of cool. And so it's the first appearance of the Changeling, who later became something else or whatever, in the Banshee. I think second appearance of the Banshee. It's a key, but it's not an important key. It's just something that's there. But I wanted something that looked good, so when he signed it, it would look good if I would display it. So this is the book I came up with.
Yeah, I love that trade dress where Professor X has a headache this big, and it's got Excedrin written all over it. But yeah, that's
exactly. Oh, Excedrin.
The other one that I had him sign, but not this was a CGC signature series book. He was down there. I was looking for another book and I said, okay, I knew a movie was coming out and it was not in its greatest shape. And frankly, even CGC didn't do a good job in encapsulating this, I think. But I sent this one in and had him sign this one as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Woo! 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 Woo!
For some weak ass reviews.
So it's 101, Spider-Man 101. First Morbius.
That was appropriate since Morbius has given him
the bitch slap
flare
there.
drop. Yeah.
Yeah. So I sent him this, and I have his signature on this one too. So I got two. I have a bunch more that he's signed, but they're not great or encapsulated. The other one I sent in, again, from Marv Wolfman, even though it's not really worth a lot of something, it's an important book for me as a DC fan. And it's like New Teen Titans #1. Now, yeah! I wish I had thought about sending this in when George Perez was there earlier on.
I sent mine in. Unfortunately, it got held up when he got sick, and then didn't make the cut.
Yeah, but when I sent in the Wonder Woman was a few years back, and he was still fine. Yeah. And I didn't think about sending this in at that time for him because I could have had both their signatures on it, unfortunately, But this Teen Titans, again, nice box, in boxes in the attic and so forth, 6.5. If I get anything over a 4 with these, I'm extremely happy. And a 6.5, I'm ecstatic about. So that's that. All right. Now, the next 3 or 4. I'm a big Justice League of America fan. I've got, except for, I think I'm missing 2 or 3 now. I'm finishing up the entire Volume 1 run. Okay. And I had, going back, I started collecting them from like #1 and all that type of stuff. So I had all of these. So I'm going to show you a few Justice League of America books that I've had graded. The first one is a book that I just love because, again, when you think back to the 1960s, the Golden Age heroes had only been gone for 15 years, 16 years, something like that. And so for both Marvel and for DC, I was trying to find out more about these characters. Here I am, like a 12-year-old, an 11-year-old, and I see these other characters that are out there. I'm saying, these sound really cool. And so when this book came out, it meant I had to subscribe to the Justice League of America, notwithstanding the subscription folds, and make sure I don't miss the 2 books that came out every year that were. Oh, hold on a second. I forgot to take this out. Had the team up. All right. So this is Justice League of America #21, the first appearance of the Justice Society of America in the Silver Age, and the start of what was an annual event for DC. And I just love this book. I have this book. I have multiple copies of this book. I have it raw as well. As a matter of fact, I gave this to one of my other friends who's a big DC guy, and he had a crumpled up copy. So I just sent him a copy. Here, take it. So again, I gave him one because I had a few of them that are in there. So this was a big book for me as a kid.
Joe, who are the creators on this?
This is it's a Gardner Fox. He wrote most of the stories, right? And Mike Sikowski, who had a unique style, was the person who drew the cover and the inside, and the cover was inked by Murphy Anderson. All right,
go ahead, Rob.
I was saying that's phenomenal because you had these as a subscription, so these were folded in half and sent there.
This one was not.
Oh, that one was not. I was just saying that means that book must be in great condition. 5.0 is the highest you can get with the sub crease.
Yeah, there's no crease on this one. There's a lot of spine ticks and things like that.
Fair enough.
No, this is the one I bought. I bought it at the as we used to call it, the candy store.
Yeah.
And when I got it, I bought the next one, I think also the candy store, and I said I have to subscribe. So I sent in my $2 or whatever it was, so that I can get like a
year subscription,
2 years of whatever it was for.
It's a lot of money to a kid, let me tell you.
Yeah. Now, the next, let's see, the next 3 are also Justice League of America Volume 1, and these are ones again that I've sent in, and just because I love them, I want to preserve them. You know, they were part of my collection as a kid. They survived all these years until I decided to look in the boxes and see what the hell I had. So the first one is Justice League of America #3 from 1961. All right.
Oh, wow.
First appearance of Kenjaro. It's a 3.0, which doesn't surprise me, you know, with respect to that. It does a 3.0. I think I wrote something down for it. It's only probably worth like maybe $120, $130, something like that, you know, collected. But for me, it was one that I had as a kid, and I got it done. So this is #3.
The slave ship of space.
No, you got to say the slave ship of space. So, and of course, in the back.
Wow.
So why don't you
photo ring.
To see if I could win the photo ring, but you know.
I don't know if we've seen the photo ring on this before.
No, it's good. Right? Boys, girls, ladies, and men.
Yeah. That was a 10-cent copy.
Here, take a look at my kid.
Yeah. Yeah, 10 cents.
Okay.
Okay. The next one, when I got this back, I was like, what? Justice League of America #2, 7.0.
Oh, God, Peter, hit me.
Yeah.
Ow!
Ow.
I think it's worth a lot. I don't know how much.
Oh, let's take a look,
All
shall
right,
we?
let's play.
You guys
Guess that
speculate
price.
while I look it up here.
Wow, so
Justice
that's
League
a
of
7.0.
America.
Now, Joe, is that 59 or is that 60?
This is 61. Well,
61.
it's actually December 60, January 61. It's got a January date.
Okay, so it's all right. So it's a bi-monthly publication. 7.0 JLA 2.
Yes.
Those books from the late 50s and 60s always get me.
You
know what? I'm going high. I'm gonna say like 12.50.
Really? I don't think it's worth that much, but
I'm going high just because JLA's got a lot of love. Rob's already smiling, so it's probably going to be like half of that. Joe, what do you think it is? Joe probably knows what it is.
I'd probably say something like, I don't know what the last sale would be, but I would say it's probably somewhere in between 400 and 600.
Yeah, so the last recorded sale of a 7.0 was $630, but that was in April 2022.
Oh.
Since then, a 7.5 sold earlier this year for $520. So
steal.
So a 7.0 is probably in the 400s right now. Probably it would not be surprise me to see that sell between $400 to $450. Yeah, Dead Man's at $445.
Yeah.
You're probably right but just about right on that.
Right.
Yeah. So it's affordable for those that are interested in doing an early JLA run.
Right.
Yeah,
Or if you go back in time and get it for 10 cents like I did, it's even more.
Everything is relative depending on what your term of affordable is.
Right.
Because for some people, $400 is not an affordable book. But
if you're going to be taking on a JLA run, they're going to have a little bit of cash.
This is true. This is true.
Now, the next one might be more in the neighborhood of your guess.
You got $50 for you, Joe.
Joe, you're going to make a $49 profit? Let's go.
Go. So Chris, the next one might be in your neighborhood, your guest neighborhood. I'm thinking, but for this one, I had 2 copies, and the reason I had 2 copies is one of the copies I got at the 5-cent bookstore because it didn't have a cover on it, and he gave it to me for free. And somebody offered me 3 years ago, like $300 for this, I think it was, and I said no, you know. And I still have it. And I'd like to do a Jerry the Jitterbug if I could find a cover for it. But I do have Justice League of America #1 in a 3.0.
Yeah! Yeah!
Jerry's got to find me a cover for this, for my other one. So this is a 3.5. I think it's definitely north of 700 or 800, I would think. But again, I don't know what the last sale is. These things go crazy on it. But
boom. Now, this is a book that we have not had that often on the show. Now, Joe, the right side of that label, the first appearance, would you mind reading us what's there? Because
the origin first appearance of Despero. And this has a letter from Roy Thomas in it, which I forgot. I was going to go down and get my copy and see what the letter said, and I forgot. Sorry. But it's a Gardner Fox story. Again, Mike Sikowski and Bernard Sachs art. And the cover was done by Murphy Anderson alone.
There it is.
So this is one that's in a really weird space in that the books between the 2.0 to a 4.0, the sales on them are all over the place. So they all go for about the same price based on when one's available and somebody wants one. So having said that, the prices on these books will range from a low of about $700 to a high of about $950.
Okay, makes sense.
So they currently list a 3.5's FMV on cover price at $867.
Okay.
But then again, they list the 3.0 at over $1,000. So I
would have been way north on that in the 3.5. I would have guessed
a 2.5 just sold for $960 2 months ago.
Okay.
But a 3.5 sold in June for $700. So like I said, they're all over the place, but you're under $1,000 still. But you're definitely in the upper. You're definitely brushing that. Yeah.
If they come out with a good Justice League of America movie in the DCO, it'll go up over $1,000.
Well, I mean, you do start from that point on, right? The 3.5 the 4.0, that, like I said, it's that 2 to 4 range, a lot of intermixed with the pricing, all in a very similar range. Right. But once you get above the 4.0, you hit the 4 or 5, you start seeing a more standard pricing where you got 4 or 5s at like $1,300, 5.0 at $1,700, 5 at $1,900, right? You see how it starts to go up real quick.
Damn, I should have taken care of these comic books.
That's right. Well, yeah, especially consider you could have got yourself, if you had a 9.6, you'd be looking at a couple $100,000.
But then I wouldn't have it anymore because my wife would force me to sell it, I think.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm close to finishing volume 1. So the thing to do after that is to take a look at their Brave and the Bold appearances.
Of course.
Here we go.
So I don't have 28, which is their first appearance, but I have a potential source for one.
But it
may take a while, may take a year or more to get it. Okay. The person who is the potential source is in the chat right now, and he knows who he is. He just told me about it a few days ago. I do have 29, but again, it's another coverless one.
Oh,
so just find a damn cover for 29, Brave and the Bold, and Just Leave America #1. I'd be sitting pretty. But what I do have, and I had this one, not in the greatest shape, is their third appearance, Brave and the Bold #30.
Oh, very nice.
Again, not a big expensive book at a 2.5. But the great thing about it is it's the first appearance of Amazo and Professor Ivo, who are big in the DCU. Again, a Gardner Fox story. Same thing. It's a Mike Sikowski and Murphy Anderson ink on the cover. So it's a third appearance of the Justice League, Brave and the Bold #30. Okay.
Terrific. Nice pink cover.
We're down to the last 2. And again, as you remember, this whole second part were books that I had raw, that I had bought back in the day, or the first one I bought recently, the Action Comics 1000, and that I sent in. So this one, again, was in my collection as a kid. It's from 1968. And it was, I sent it in because Jim Steranko was doing a signing. And it's the Incredible Hulk Annual #1.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So I paid 25 cents for this damn book. Not 12.
King size special.
What were you thinking? That kind of money on that book?
I probably had to save up for a week to buy this book.
A lot of chores got done that week, Joe.
God, 25 cents. I mean, that was like 5 packs of baseball cards, guys. 5 packs of baseball cards.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he said, the only thing I don't like about this is where Steranko signed the damn thing. Now, I can't remember where I put the window because this was back in 2020. you know. So if I put the window there, it was just, he could have used a different color ring for Pete's sakes. I mean, you can hardly see it, but in some ways it's okay because it doesn't take away from the whole art.
Well, at least you didn't spend hours in his lineup like everyone else does now. But that's an iconic cover, and it looks to me much better than the 5.5. It's gorgeous.
I thought so too. I was actually a little disappointed. I mean, it's got a few rounded edges and a couple of blunts here and there, but the on the ends, but the spine is not that bad. And they said in the graders notes that there was a stain. I don't see the damn stain, so I don't know what the hell they're talking about. You know, I'm looking at it, and I'm saying, where's the stain? So I don't know. But anyway, that's it's a good book. You know, it's worth a few $100s, I think, probably in a 5.5.
It's been
now the last book I have is a book that I really love. I've shown it in a raw version way back when I first started my channel. They had come out with the facsimile, and what I did is I showed both the raw version that I had in my collection that I bought as a kid back in 1967, and the facsimile, and I said, these look really good. This looks really good compared to this. I mean, the color in the facsimile was much richer. So I'm not sure if some of it was because it faded or just because, it's just printed and they use different inks and stuff today than they did in 1967. But this one, I think, is worth a nice amount of money. But actually my slab looks a little dirty for some reason. Anyway, so it's Detective Comics 359, the first appearance of Batgirl, 6.5. And when I read the grader's notes I just got this recently. When I got the greatest notes on this and I read them, again, some things I understood, made sense to me, but some other stuff I'm saying, what the hell are you talking about? I'm looking at this thing, I don't see what they're saying. I said, damn, this could have been a 7.0. So, but it's 6.5. And again, I bought it back for, what's this one, 12 cents? Yeah. I bought this for 12 cents back in 1960.
You might have done okay, Joe.
Yes.
What do you got on it?
A 6.5 on this, just sold earlier this year for $1,200. Okay. So for your 12 cents to $1,200, you did okay.
Nice. So no, I was happy with the 6.5 as I am for any of my books. If any of my books come back at a 6.5, like that Justice League America #2 came back at a 7. Too bad it wasn't a banger book. But a 6.5 for me is like tops. I mean, I'm really happy with a 6.5, So this was
Joe broke even.
Yeah, broke even. Steve, yeah, right.
When factor in for inflation, I still think Joe did okay.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So I always like that cover, especially the shadow underneath her there, looking like a bad signal.
It's really well done. It's really
especially since we know that the inflation would have been to $5. But
so those are my books, guys.
I think you did okay, Joe. That was awesome.
Well
Thank
done,
you so
Joe.
much for coming on and showing that with us and showing off some amazing books. Oh, goodness gracious. Let's return us to the position of equality. And we want to do another giveaway. That's what we like to do here. Hashtag Comics Curing Cancer.
Let's do it.
Well, that's going. Of course, I'll throw up Joe's socials again. Make sure you're giving Joe a follow. So enter in that hashtag Comics Curing Cancer. We'll do another set of pulls from the pool box. There is a slab in here and a t-shirt in here too. So just so you know. Coming up for me on the channel, just the usual stuff for the most part. Monday mail call. I actually going to record it later, so I don't even know what's going to be in it yet. I'm going to pull some boxes that are stacked up here waiting to be unboxed and do one. So Monday mail call. You can be sure, though, there's going to be some more banger keys in there because I've got stacks and stacks of banger keys that have been sitting here stacked up. Thursday, I'll have another unboxing. I don't know if it's going to be a mystery mailbox or not, or mystery box or not. Depends upon if one comes in that I've been waiting on, but there'll be another unboxing Thursday. Then, of course, Saturday, we're back again next Saturday on OnlySlabs with our longtime guest. And he's been away for a little bit, but ladies and gentlemen, Doc returns to OnlySlabs. That's the name of my show. next Saturday. So you want to make sure you come on out for that episode. Of
Great.
course, you can join us over on Scotty Vaughn's channel on Monday. Chris and I will be over there. I'll be popping around. I'm all over the place. I'm a damn whore. What are we kidding? And of course, Comic Screen Cancer. Make sure you follow that on Instagram. See all the stuff that's coming in. And if you have something that you want to send in for donation for Comic Screen Cancer, guys, time is running out. I need to get everything in by October 12th, so I have time to process it and log it and do everything that we got to do with it. So if you've been sitting on thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to go pull something after this show, go ahead, go take care of it. You can pick us on Comic Screen Cancer on Instagram for information. All right, let's see here. I'm going to give you guys 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lag, draw.
Go.
And banger. Oh, not
Boom.
yet. There we go.
Lisa.
Lisa Noble, congratulations. You are our winner. Let's see. Let's move myself over here and do that and get the box.
No, watch your back. Now,
All right, Chris.
Rob, I gotta admit, I believe Lisa is a channel member for your channel, but I have no
Yes,
idea
true.
what
It is
she
true.
likes or those in her family. So I'm gonna try and find her some Spider-Man books because everyone likes Spider-Man. Let's go 3 from the back because I was curious on what that book was. And we're gonna go lucky 7 from the front. And we'll see if we can find Lisa that slab. All right, Rob, let's let it ride.
I'm going to guess that book I just pulled is probably not Lisa's jam, but
Okay.
that's all right.
All right. Oh, is it good? Okay. Stop. And those 2 books that your finger splits, Rob.
I could be wrong.
We're gonna let it ride. And stop early. And we're gonna take those 2 as well.
All right. A lot of Pokemon cards. So these are books that have been in here for a little bit longer. All right. Let's see. First up, we got Strange Academy issue 3 variant cover from Jay Anacleto.
That's gorgeous. Was that the 3rd book from the back?
No, that'll be the last book I show.
Okay. All right.
Some Pokemon cards courtesy of Shattered Glass Collectibles.
Rob, let's hit the brakes just for a sec. We got a good question from Milt.
Do donations for Comic Screen Cancer have to be slabs? No. They can be art. They can be sketch covers. They could be key issues. Like I said, the Batman Adventures 12 we got in. Not that I'm expecting everybody send in that kind of a book, but we got in was a raw book. Also, collected key stories runs. So like we've gotten
Grades.
Some, well, not say trades, or we could do, but I mean, like we've gotten runs of books. Like I got in the complete run of Murder Falcon, 8 issues of that. Got some runs of like the Frank Miller's Daredevil, Man Without Fear, complete set, that types of things. Those things work well too. Or just some other minor key whatever issues and whatnot we can put together. We'll use them to assemble mystery boxes. Star Wars issue 77.
Big shiny UPC code in that one too.
As they did back then. Yeah. The Punisher issue 1.
What? What is that doing in there? Come on, the best part of this cover. Okay, he's got a cannon, literally a cannon pointed at him. Who's going to pull the trigger on a cannon on a brownstone?
He's pulling out a pistol. Yeah, he's coming out.
He's going to go flying. Go flying.
Like he's hanging from he's just hanging from a tiny string too. So
yeah. What do you think he is, Spider-Man?
Another banger. Boom! Doom 2099 #1.
Very nice.
Of course, some
more. Lisa likes one.
More Pokemon cards. This is the one I'm not entirely sure if this is Lisa's jam or not. I don't know. It's one of those wrestling
WWE.
books.
Nice.
Yeah. And the last book, which was that first one that you pulled. Great issue here. The Fury of Firestorm, the Nuclear Man, issue number 1.
Very nice.
Nice.
Very nice.
And in case you
Nice
didn't know,
key.
DC is where the action is.
DC forever, as Trep
Allegedly.
says.
There you go.
Allegedly.
Gretchen. And this is.
Oh,
Wow,
I think
okay,
she
now
said that's cool. I think she said that cool to the title cover there. That's good.
All right, awesome. Congratulations. So, Lisa, make sure you reach out to me on Instagram with your information, because I don't believe I've shipped anything to you, so I can get your address and ship that out to you. Of course, if you do it like right now, the mailman hasn't come yet. They're going out today, which means you might have them Monday, because that's how my mail works out here. West Coast mail is crazy fast. All right, guys. Hey, thanks for coming on out. I really appreciate you guys all coming out. Don't forget, next week, we got our man, Doc, joining us. Don't forget, also available right now for pre-order while supplies last. Only 250 copies total being printed. $20 plus tax and shipping is available at djlinks.bigcartel.com. Now, one of the questions somebody has asked, they said was like, why do I have to pay tax on it if it's for charity? You're buying a product. It's a commercial product you're purchasing. It's not the money is being donated to the Comics Curing Cancer from the commerce site stuff. It's still a transaction, so you have to pay tax. Federal government, it's got to wet its beak, if you know what I mean. So anyways, that's why there. And international shipping available. And of course, hey, all that fine Comics Curing merch, as well as any other merch that is available at fatstacksmerch.com, is all available and goes to Comics Curing Cancer. So thank you again, guys, all for coming on out. Joe, thank you so much for coming on and joining the show here. I gotta run off because I have to go say goodbye. My wife and youngest are about to leave and go up to take my youngest to college, and I won't see him again till Thanksgiving. So they've been milling about trying to stall until I was done to say goodbye. So guys, until next time, collect what you want. Don't listen to anybody, including me. I'm just a fat man with a fat stack of comics and a fat opinion. Thanks for watching, and thanks for all those super chats, guys.